Oh, name on the front. The name's on the front. Oh, name on the front. Woo! The name's on the front. Welcome back. We missed last week. Mike was at home doing things that you do at home. Mike,
tried to
how was it? How was the vacay?
It was good. It was nice to get out of this the humidity into a more dry heat.
Yeah.
Not as sweaty. It was good though. But it's good to be back. Sports. Well, they started it while I was gone, but now they're kicking in to full gear. You got problems with the audio?
Yeah, my headphones aren't working.
Oh.
Give me a sec.
Do you have to redo that whole thing?
No.
No, because we still have it.
No, because we still have it. Let's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I think I'm good.
Thank God.
Sorry, guys. It's just like for some reason I can't plug my headphones right into that adapter. Or else it's like hang.
Yeah.
Like if I make a sudden movement
With the buds, I don't know why it doesn't do it good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't cover up this hair because it's looking good to me. That's the problem.
That's a sacrifice you're gonna have to make.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay. So yeah, like we've missed an entire week of sports, so we got a lot on deck today. A lot to talk about. Mike, Brandon, where do you guys want to start?
Start with the Jays, I guess, and
Start with the Jays?
The ones actually playing right now.
All right.
So I guess we were off on our little 1 week break there. They announced, they went back and forth about where they were going to play. They finally settled on playing in Buffalo, somewhat reluctantly. So
Got shut down by the Canadian government. Got shut down by the Pennsylvania government.
and the Maryland government, I think too. I think
don't know.
that was, or at least they couldn't come to an agreement with the Orioles to play there.
Three
but that was-
governments.
yeah,
They're out.
yeah.
I like how Doug Ford came out and was like,
They're playing.
They're coming home." The next day, the Canadian government was like, "No,
Dougie,
they're
yeah,
not."
Dougie knows how to pump up the common man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Beers, dollar beers.
Baseball's back.
Baseball's back. Dollar beers.
But then it turns out he wasn't the one calling the shots.
No.
So yeah, so they're in Buffalo, and but they're not going to get an official game in Buffalo until the 11th, I think, August 11th, because they have to put in the lights
$1.2 million renovation of the field down there.
and a season that may get canceled before they get to play again.
That's what I was saying. I was like, that might be the most Buffalo thing to ever happen. I was talking to my buddy who lives down there, and he was like, man, people are so, like, most people are Yankees fans in Buffalo,
Right.
but, like, he was saying they're actually, like, treating the Jays like they're their team now. And he's like, he's always been a Jays fan because he's got a cottage up here. So he's like, man, I'm loving it right now. But then I was thinking, I was like, the most Jays thing ever to happen, or sorry, the most Bills thing ever to happen, or Buffalo thing ever to happen, would be the Jays going there, or like getting confirmed there, and then like everyone gets really excited, and they're like, we finally have a Major League Baseball team to cheer for, even though we can't go to the games. And then boom, MLB like 1 day before.
Cancel the season.
Yeah, cancel the season 1 day before their first home game there.
I actually didn't realize this, but that field was built with the attentions of like Buffalo attracting an MLB
Really?
team in the 80s. Apparently they made it where like they could easily add a second deck at any point. So like they made it for a AAA team, but they were like, we can throw on a second deck at any point we want a team. And that was when I think the Marlins and the Rockies got teams. Buffalo got shut out of
It's
it.
in a really good spot. I don't know if like when
Yeah, it's
I've
like
been to
right
Sabres
downtown,
games,
isn't
you can,
it?
Like when you walk out of the arena, it's like right there.
Yeah,
Or you
Salem
drive by at
Field
least,
for
yeah.
anybody who's
Used to be the former Coca-Cola field.
Oh,
I guess.
yeah?
Yeah, they pulled out, I guess, because
Buffalo's losing naming
they
rights
didn't
left,
want
right, and center.
Yeah, they didn't want to pay for the sponsorships, but I guess they probably feel pretty stupid about that
Coca-Cola
now.
doesn't want us. New Era doesn't want
Another
us.
tidbit about Salem Field. Apparently, the first retro classic ballpark that like now like like Pittsburgh's and like Camden
Baltimore.
Yards. That was the first to start that trend.
Well, everybody that knows anything about Buffalo, trendsetters. That's
Yeah,
what they are.
they are.
Everybody knows it.
And
It's pretty much on their city flag.
now they have an MLB team for at least a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Let's review something that we did 2 weeks ago. We made some predictions
Okay.
about the Blue Jays, their final record.
Okay.
I wanted to make this we've got a championship belt hanging on the wall there.
All right. So are we laying that on the line?
I think we should. What do you think,
I
Brent?
can get behind that.
And I had an idea that once a champion is crowned, then they have they can make another prediction, but they have to defend their belt at least once every 30 days, as is tradition.
course.
And they can make a prediction,
Fighting
and
champ.
the other two guys will jump on board of that prediction. They'll try and best the champ, and if they do, a new champ will be crowned. We can cross that bridge more when we get to it. But as of now, let's just review these. Aaron says the Blue Jays
Your
going
Toronto Blue Jays.
38 and 22. I said 27 and 33. Brandon said 20 and 40. What?
Only positive guy at the table.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. I'm clearly. I don't know. I'm
Brandon's
an idiot.
always been a pessimist.
Yes,
He's always been a
this is
little bit
true.
cynical, and Brandon's the kind of guy that if you bring up a player and he's not amazing, Brandon would be like, he sucks.
Yeah,
Like that's that's his like go-to like safety blanket. Like he sucks.
anyone who's not like
He
a
doesn't
first
suck.
ballot Hall of Famer. Like
He doesn't
like
suck.
Damian Lillard is garbage.
Yeah,
He's a-
compared to LeBron.
yeah,
like, we're
he's
not comparing
absolute
him to LeBron.
trash.
I'm
So
kidding. Brandon's very knowledgeable on the sports. I just like to rib him a little bit.
these predictions. So if the Blue Jays win 33 or more games, Aaron, you're the champion.
So might as well give me the belt now.
If the Jays win anywhere between 24 and 32 games, I'm liking that. a
Yeah, I
lot.
think Mike's in a good spot there.
So as the podcast heel, I'm gonna start off by saying, are we doing real record or like what we should be? Because right now the Jays should be 5-1, and I'm gonna contest.
4-2 for sure.
Man, we
They
should've-
could be 6-0.
We should have won last night. We should have given Nate Pearson a little more offensive help.
So-
we should have won.
They're
was
going up
pissed.
against Scherzer. To
Yeah,
be fair,
you
it's
know
like
what,
a
though?
first ballot.
But you-
Speaking of first ballot
Yeah.
first ballot Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Scherzer right there.
I guess.
Tough guy to get run.
So who's I know who you think the most blame is on for this
Yes.
and it's Charlie Montoya.
Old Chuck back there, he's not inspiring a lot of confidence in me. I thought, well, we'll start with the second game of the year? Or the third game of the year?
Is that the Giles
The
game?
Giles game, yeah. Where he's clearly hurt. His fastball is like, first of all, he doesn't want to throw his fastball at all. And then when he does throw it, it's like 93, 94 miles an hour, where this guy's usually sitting around 99, sometimes touching 100. And he's clear, and he's like, he's taking like 15, 20 seconds in between pitches. He's like falling off the mound. He's like grimacing. And
Pete Walker goes out.
Yeah.
Says
Pete Walker goes out halfway through, and then they leave him in there for
yeah,
like
I saw some people saying like that's on Giles. He's got to admit when he's
No,
hurt. No, like
yeah.
that's on if you're a fucking
I
manager.
like the killer instinct.
Like, look
of
at-
Giles.
yeah, leave
it's
him
on
in
the
there.
manager
Yeah,
to
he's
look
gonna
at the
stay
guy
there.
and be like, this guy is hurt.
Yes.
Like I don't care what he says. Like you know he's a competitor. Guys
Yeah.
are competitors. They don't want to come out of the game. It's on you as the manager to
Well-
be like, you're done, man. Like you're.
He actually, so speaking of how big of a competitor is, I think he was in Houston at this point. He got pulled from a game, and he was mad about getting pulled from a game.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he punched himself in the face
Yeah.
on the way
So
into the dugout.
That's
And
not the kind of guy where you're just like, we'll just trust him. Like whatever he thinks is right, we'll go with. Like you have to make a decision.
So I'm gonna throw this out there right now. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but do you think the mask is limiting the oxygen supply
Of Charlie
to Charlie
Montoya.
Montoya's brain, and that's why he made these bad decisions?
Well,
is that a good
there
spin
was
zone for
there was a
Charlie?
couple more questionable things too.
Their
last night,
masks
I
are
think.
causing a lot of problems though, because you just told me about a guy, a senator in
Yes.
in Texas, I believe.
A congressman.
Congressman. He's saying that he got COVID because he was wearing a
Yes,
mask.
he's contending
It
that.
helped
Yeah,
the
he said I
COVID
never
in.
had COVID, and then I started wearing a mask, and now I have it.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
I don't know. The masks are causing all kinds of problems. Charlie Montoya.
I wouldn't come to the name
Are
on
we
the
allowed
front
to
for
say it?
medical advice,
Yeah.
but if you're gonna listen to this state senator, you're gonna listen.
Is
to
this video going to get taken off YouTube now because we said that, or is
I did no. I just said.
might have to bleep?
All
that.
I know is oxygen is very important in sports.
Yes.
It
I think-
refuels the blood. It helps you recover faster. And Charlie Montoya didn't have full oxygen
I think
to his brain.
he's.
I'm
he's-
being an idiot. I'm sorry, everybody.
I think he's clearly like a transitional guy here. Like I think when
Yeah.
this team, like 2 or 3 years down the road from here, I don't see him as the manager. I think because he wasn't even like he was like their 5th choice and guy that they wanted to hire after Gibby.
And
Um,
he seems like I mean
He's a nice guy.
that's
Like,
what I mean.
yeah.
He seems like a guy where it's like players like
Yes,
him. Like
exactly.
maybe he's good for like all these young guys. Like just they're having fun. But then
Yeah.
once it's time to like we need to put together a winning ball club, you pull the plug
Yeah.
on Charlie Montoya.
He did another questionable thing yesterday too with the I can't remember who was on second, but there was no outs, and then they try and bunt. They have Espinal try and bunt him over to third with no out, and you have the ninth hitter coming up after him. Like you have Derek Fisher on deck, and you're trying to bunt, and then Espinal ends up popping out. Like I don't know. There's just a few things that I haven't liked from Charlie, and then the most questionable thing has been the bullpen management too. Just kind of transitioning into their bullpen there. Like there was a few games where he brought in Gavilio really early.
I think that was because that was recently because Giles was toast.
There was
right. We don't have the depth. What you were talking about.
God.
Right? Like,
well,
we
like
just don't have the depth.
The only thing like defense about that one though is like that game like it was like Dolis Romano and Anthony Bass were all unavailable.
Right.
And then you had those two like other guys who potentially could be bullpen guys were like starting the like Hatch and K, right? So I mean,
but then Gavilio yesterday too. I thought bringing him in. He came in. Was he in after Pearson? I think they went Gavilio. Yeah, Gavilio came in, and then Romano came in after. But I don't know why you would use Gavilio on that point. But
I saw a quote from him too, which I didn't really like. It was after that Tampa series, and like people were questioning him about the decisions he made, and like this was his quote. He's like, "We went from talking about us winning 2 out of 3. All of a sudden, you lose games like this, and now everybody's looking for stuff. I thought we played great. They're good, so they beat us 2 out of 3." It's like
that's pretty defeatist.
Like like.
I don't like that.
Have some accountability, and also don't just be like in a game, especially in a 60-game sprint. I don't like the attitude of like, oh, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose some games sometimes. Like, no, like you make decisions to put yourself into. I don't know.
How have you got like? That's one of the biggest adjustment for me watching baseball this season is just trying to like, because you lose because there's only 60 games, so like.
Wait, we were saying this like every game is a series basically.
Right, and then at the same time you're trying to like rationalize that they're only 3 games into the year. They're trying to they can't like just abuse bullpen arms, but at the same time your mindset is just win in every game.
And
you gotta like try and dial yourself back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And you know, branching off of that, there's something to say about like a coach that's coaching a young team. Like, say what you want about Mike Babcock, but when we were really young, he did not let the blame land on his young players. Right. And then a guy like Charlie Montoyo who's coming out there and saying like, don't worry about it. Like,
we're
it's
young.
Not a big
like,
deal.
Like
you personally should be taking accountability for your players and saying, I messed up. Put it on yourself to take the blame off your players, lift the burden off of them a little bit, let them just go out and play.
And also just instill like don't just be like, oh, we're playing a better team. Like, what do you want from us? It's like, no, like tell your team they're good. Like, we can beat these guys.
We're young. They don't have a lot of tape on us. Like, let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not big on like I don't know as much about baseball as you. So like a lot of those mistakes I didn't even notice that you just brought up, kind of thing. But I know a lot about motivating men.
You're a motivator.
And if my coach came out and acted like that, he would not instill the type of confidence that I need from my coach.
What's like do you know what the latest on Giles is? He's just
He's just on the 10-day IL with I guess forearm tightness, which isn't usually a good sign. But.
And that's even like as much as like wins and losses mean more, like losing a guy for 10 days is like losing a guy for like a quarter of the season at this point too.
Especially with that bullpen, like he's like the obviously clearly the best pitcher in that bullpen, and there's only 2 other guys maybe that I really trust right now in that pen.
Bass and Roman.
Yeah, those would be the 2, and then Baraki looked good.
If K goes to the pen.
Yeah, Baraki and
Dolis hasn't been bad.
Dolis is
like one game. He got shelled in that one.
Yeah.
He's been kind of like I'm willing.
He was okay yesterday.
I trust him the 3rd most out of the guys that are there now. Like, so it's Dolis is a fringe guy, then Baraki. Those are all guys that you could see yourself trusting, and then there's just 3 guys there.
Yamaguchi's been a nightmare.
Yeah, Yamaguchi, Gavilio, and
AJ Cole.
Wagaspack. I have no faith in those.
What about
3.
AJ Cole?
Cole's another guy that maybe.
Yeah, I remember he was on the mound, and me and Mike were trying to guess his first name.
Yeah,
who was this guy? Yeah. We had no idea who he was.
This is like the beginning of the season, like trying to like piece together like who are the bullpen guys, and then like AJ Cole comes out of nowhere.
I don't know this guy.
I'm just gonna call him Adam Cole.
Adam Cole.
Yeah,
baby.
That should be his. He should come out to the Undisputed Era entrance music.
That would be sick.
Anything else on the Jays specifically? Like,
you want to touch on Vladdy at all?
Oh,
I'm very worried about this guy.
Not me.
Doesn't
give him time.
Yeah, the problem is he's just like he's clearly out of shape right now too.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking couple of my friends yesterday, and I made the joke that he's 20 pounds away from being 20 pounds away from where he should be.
A Bruno Caboclo. That's like that. Yeah, I kind of see myself. I kind of see myself in that though. So I don't like to throw the fat finger at somebody.
You're
like,
not
fat.
You're not batting third for the Jays
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, but
You could be.
I'm batting first for name on the front.
Yeah.
So I got to stay in shape.
Third, you're batting third for name on the front.
Okay.
You're
All
bad.
right, sir. I'm clean up. Or sorry, I'm not clean up.
You're clean. You clean up after we're done. All right, Vlad.
I don't know how to take this disrespect.
Vlad he loves hammering balls into the dirt.
Yes.
He can't play third base,
He
but
can barely play first base.
I'm still not gonna overreact.
Yeah.
Like
I'm trying to.
he was hitting balls in the air the last couple games.
Yeah, he hit-
straight
yeah.
straight up into the air.
Yeah, he's got to figure out his launch angle. Like it's either straight into the ground or straight up in the air. But I don't know. We'll see. He's still 20.
I'm still holding out hope.
Or 21.
I think the nice thing is I feel like a lot of the pressure on him has
Dissipated.
because we've got so many other guys
Yeah.
that are promising.
He doesn't have. He's not
Like
a
I feel like if
savior.
you don't have like Bo Bichette and Nate Pearson and all these other guys, like
Kevin Biggio.
like
Yeah, Biggio
I
has
like
been a
him.
pleasant
I like
surprise.
him.
he's been raking. Well,
Yeah.
the last couple games he hasn't
Yeah.
been, but
The last two,
Gets on
as
base.
of before 2 games ago, he was on a 32 game hit streak.
On base streak. Yeah.
Was it on base?
Yeah,
or
it's
hit?
on base
Okay,
streak.
so anyways, that was the most since Jose Bautista in 2016, who had 33.
He was
which is like
flirting with the record. The
his
Jays
on
record,
base,
too.
yeah, like 'cause last year I think his batting average was like 220, but his on base was like
340 or something.
like
yeah.
higher. I think there was like 360. So
Yeah. He's got a really good eye up there too. So.
But yeah, our starters have been a lot better than I was expecting,
Yep.
to be honest.
Yeah.
too.
And they still got to find a spot.
Tanner Rourke was
Great.
very good. Yeah, he was really good. Nate Pearson surprised going up head to head with Scherzer yesterday.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, I
Matched
didn't
him.
think he would. Yeah, I mean, pitch for pitch. Is he Scherzer?
I think
People are asking.
I
I'm
think,
just asking questions.
I think what you can deduce is that we basically have Max Scherzer on our team.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Perfect. Pencil that. in.
Ryu is a little rocky, but he goes today.
But
Yep.
he had.
He's
Yeah.
pitching-
You can still tell though, like he's an ace.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you can. It's almost like a feeling when an ace is on the mound. You're just like it's trust. It's
you just like-
okay.
We're in good hands here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you're starting goalies in opposed to your backup. Like just mental games that I was playing last podcast. I talked about that. I think. Right.
Yeah.
The feeling you have when your starter's in net opposed to when your backup's in net. I feel that way with Ryu. Is it Ryu? Ryu. I keep saying.
I think it's Ryu.
Ryu. Okay,
I heard
so
them say it on the radio.
I'll say Ryu.
I think it's Ryu.
I'll say Ryu then.
Just say Ryu.
I'll say 99.
Just go with, like,
I'll say 99.
just go full-
I'll skip Bayless it.
Just go with Don Cherry.
I'll skip Bayless. I'll just go his number.
Number 99.
I feel good when 99's on the mound.
Yeah, I love 99. out there.
All right. Well, Blue Jays are 3-3.
Yeah.
Should be 4-2 for sure. Could easily be 5-1. Could maybe even be 6-0. They haven't had a game where they haven't had a chance to win.
Yep.
So
They've been in every game. Yep.
They play today.
Oh,
And
one
that's
other
what
thing.
that's what you want out of a growing team, right? Remember when the Leafs were kind of tanking, but we weren't really getting blown out every game. That's what you like to watch out of a growing team.
not
You know what I
getting
mean? Not getting blown out at all. Kind of always being in it, giving yourself a chance to win.
and Bo Bichette's back in the lineup
Yep.
today.
Yeah.
Batting lead off again. So.
That's all you need.
So things are looking pretty good for the Jays. Not looking that good for the Miami Marlins.
Yeah.
Or the prospect of the
Former
season finishing at all.
Florida. So that the fact that they like had cases and then played
Yeah. Oh.
is ridiculous. Like
Well,
just
like,
shut
they
it
left,
down.
Yeah, they left it up to the players too. Like Miguel Rojas, they asked Miguel Rojas why they like.
Yeah, why are like
The players making that
same thing
decision.
with
With
Ken
Giles,
Giles. Like
Land of the free, baby.
make
Liberty.
like you guys want to go out there? Yeah, let's go out there. No, like you can't play. That's what you
Yeah.
have to say. You're done.
Like
Sorry,
I think his exact quote was it was never our mentality not to play. Like this isn't you're not like playing through a sore hamstring here. Like
Yeah,
you know what I
you're
mean?
playing
Like
through a pandemic.
yeah.
like we're gonna gut it out.
Yeah.
We're tough. It's like no, you're gonna ruin the league. you're gonna ruin the league.
Well, I saw one thing too. I guess they're talking about, I guess the Marlins because I guess they broke the protocol. A few of them went out when they were in Atlanta for an exhibition
Well,
game, which they're
okay.
not supposed to be doing. So
do they think they got it? They traced it back to that?
I don't know if they traced it.
that's
but,
what-
But
if-
you're not supposed to be going out, right? So I think that's what it came from, and then, or at least since they have that, they're talking about these guys might not get paid the rest of the year.
But that's actually that sucks for those guys. But for the rest of the league, if they can trace, can trace it though, that's such a better thing. I feel like because then you can just point to it, and be like, okay, these guys fucked up. That's why this happened. If you can't trace it, and you're just like, I don't know how this happened. That there's no way it's gonna finish.
That definitely makes me feel a lot better about the prospects for the season if that's what it came from.
Well, you hope every other team is like, all right, we can't fuck around. Yeah. Hopefully they can trace it back to that, and then just punish the guys who broke it. And then you just have every other team say to the players, look, if we do this, because five teams had to reschedule because of what happened to the Marlins. That's one team, right? So it shows you how quickly, if 3 teams got it, you're looking at a point where it's like, can you even play any games the next day now?
Yeah, now, they're saying a few of the staff members for the Phillies have tested positive too, who are, of course, the Marlins opponent. So no players have come back positive yet. And
the Blue Jays' next opponent.
Yeah.
They already canceled the game on Friday.
Yeah.
And they have a doubleheader
on Saturday. So, it looked like the Jays could just keep playing Washington too, because Washington is actually supposed to play Miami next. So they could just stay in Washington and keep playing them.
Just try and get those games.
Yeah, get them out of the way,
now.
and then you have that open spot later on. But
another thing that I was thinking, do you think that teams would as teams fall out of contention, do you think there's going to be more of a prevalence of them becoming lax about the rules and just I don't care, we're 10-30. I'm on Baltimore Orioles. I'm going to the bar tonight.
I think the one thing though is because I guess they were saying those Marlins players might not get paid. So if you end up going out,
that's a good deterrent.
Yes, that if you're going to lose your whole season salary for.
Because I was thinking, if I'm on the Miami Marlins, there's a lot. There's a lot more incentive on someone on the Yankees or the Dodgers to keep this season going than someone on the Marlins who are on paper one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, you wonder if that had anything to do with them expanding the playoffs the way they did too. Just try and keep more.
That's
teams
what I was
in
thinking.
It. Yeah.
If we keep more teams in it, less chance this stuff will happen.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of playoffs, we got NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs starting soon. So where do you want to start with that?
Let's go Leafs.
Leafs?
Because theirs is more. They're going right into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting the NBA's.
The Raptors got a bit of a little.
The regular
Yeah, we got 8 games to fend off the Celtics.
So to start with the Leafs, this is. I was thinking about this the other day. It's crazy. So you obviously remember when they lost the game to Zamboni driver.
Yes.
Do you remember how
I don't remember that.
end of that was the apocalypse.
Yeah.
But then
that was as rattled I think I've ever been watching a Leaf game. Which
then
says a lot.
an actual apocalypse in the real world
More rattled.
happened
Yeah.
and everyone forgot. So it's this is a fresh start.
Yes.
Because that season was crazy for the Leafs and not in a good way. I mean, they fired a coach, had that game I just mentioned. You don't remember, but it happened. But it seems like hope is back now. Everyone kind of forgot about all that stuff. And they've got the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are the
First of all, this is something that every dad out there needs to know. Josh Anderson is back. So your favorite player, every dad out there, your favorite player's back. Don't worry, you're going to get to watch him dig out in the corners.
He's going to be a pain in the ass.
He's going to be a defensive nightmare, and he's going to kill some penalties, and you are going to love every second of it. Don't worry, Josh will be out there.
Aaron, you told me this the other day. You think your theory is that basically this is coming right out of preseason. You think that the offensive game is going to be.
I don't know how many of the scrimmages you just watched.
I watched the one.
I watched pretty much every single one.
And there's not a lot of defense.
Not a lot of defense.
And that is good for us.
Yes. Yeah. You always watch at the beginning, so October and November hockey, it's always very chippy. It's always very sloppy defensively. And then by December, they start to lock it in. That's why Bob McKenzie always goes don't judge a team until Christmas.
The St. Louis Blues.
That's what he always says. Don't judge a team until Christmas because you're not really seeing what they will be at the end of the year.
Right.
Right? So right now, we're coming off 5 months of a COVID-19 pandemic, 5 months where the league just didn't exist, and that's essentially an off-season, maybe even a little more than an off-season.
Most guys didn't have ice, I'm assuming.
So I'm saying natural talent is going to win out, And we're going to see a lot of these teams that are well coached not do as well as you would think that they're going to do, because these coaches still need to reel these guys back in. And it's almost like a preseason, because we're seeing guys like the Nick Robertsons, we're seeing guys like Liam Fody for Columbus. They're now coming in and they're getting a chance. So you're getting the rookies, and you're getting the rookies a chance, and you're getting these players coming off of a long off season. So I think it's going to be very similar to October-November hockey, which benefits us.
And we scored since Sheldon Keefe was hired. We scored the most goals in the NHL. Just a quick
Perfect.
note.
I like to hear that.
We also let in a lot, but
Nah.
So yeah, let's talk about. Do you guys want to talk about the series, or do you want to talk about the bubble, or do you want to talk about what our lines are going to be? There's a lot of things we can get into.
Let's just start with the bubble first of all.
Okay.
What have been your guys' impressions on just the viewing experience and the
I love how it looks on
yeah,
TV.
it looks like an outdoor game to me.
I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
I haven't really with any of the sports. I thought the no crowd was going to be a lot weirder than it has been.
Yeah. I agree.
Baseball, I don't even notice.
Baseball, it sounds exactly the same.
I
to
know
me.
you notice because you can
When you
see
pan out, yeah.
see the people. There's no one behind the plate every pitch, but like even watching like the hockey and I know it's only been like scrimmages, but it hasn't really been as jarring. I thought it was gonna be like really weird.
Yeah.
I guess they're pumping in like the as long as you have that buzz though, it makes it seem like.
So that's interesting, because I've been watching Casimir Kaskasuo. Shout out to his vlog on YouTube if you guys want to go check that out. He's got 2 episodes out right now already. He's kind of doing what Matisse Thybulle is doing in the NBA bubble.
Yeah.
So I've been watching that, and that's pretty interesting, because speaking of the crowd noise, the MLB, they're pumping it into the stadium itself.
Yeah.
Where the NHL, that's only
it's
on
just
the
for
broadcast.
us.
It's only on the broadcast.
Oh,
of the
that's
NHL.
interesting.
Just
Yeah.
a quick note on that. I found the NHL one sounds the weirdest to me.
Because they're
That's
like
probably
late.
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like late.
And it just sounds like almost tinny to me.
That actually does make sense though, because I think for a baseball player, because there's so much like time where you're just like standing around, I feel like hockey players probably don't even notice
Yeah.
the crowd most of the time. You're like going like 110%, right?
Yeah.
For baseball, I feel like the players would be like, "This is so weird that it's quiet.
Yeah.
It's probably more necessary." But yeah, I didn't know that. So, do you know what the NBA's is?
NBA's, I don't know, because I haven't.
Yeah.
The only reason I know this is
'Cause
because
from his vlog?
Yeah, Casimir was in the crowd filming, and then they score a goal, and
there's-
all you heard was the like the goal horn.
But
you
then
didn't
on-
hear any. But
Yeah,
on
yeah.
TV, I remembered hearing the crowd noise being pumped in when that goal happened. So I was like, must be different between the MLB and the NHL, which makes sense, just like you said. Like, it's almost like in baseball they have that constant hum.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
in the background, where it's kind of like just like the like almost like when you're watching a soccer game,
Right.
right? Where they like, oh shit, my headphones just came out. Perfect. I'm gonna stop playing with those.
A lot of headphone issues today.
Yeah. Sorry guys.
Yeah. So first round series, Leafs Columbus. What do you think?
I kind of already gave my opinion. I think we're going to be okay, because I think it's going to be sloppier hockey. I think Columbus, they don't have the firepower. Their leading points scorer this year was Pierre-Luc Dubois, who had 49 points. We had 5 guys with more points than that. And they're really they're getting Seth Jones back. They have Zach Werenski. They're a very good defensive team, but I'm going to hold my own. I'm going to hold my ground here. I really think that these teams that rely on defensive coverage and their defensive systems are going to struggle, because they haven't had the time. They've had one exhibition game.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of practice scrimmages.
Whereas like talent is talent no matter
Talent's
what.
talent. It's going to translate no matter what.
I think it just comes down to as long as we get good goaltending, I think we're in the driver's seat. Obviously, that's a goalie is the most important position. If Freddie looked okay,
Yeah.
he looked good in the scrimmage with the Canadians.
Big thing too for them is in that one scrimmage, Morgan Riley looked more like himself, because he had this whole year he'd been hurt. And
What do you
banged
think
up,
of
and he hadn't been playing?
Them experimenting with Riley Dermott?
Were they doing that?
Yeah, in the end of the Canadians,
they?
and apparently they were doing that in their practices.
That's what I think it should be.
That means I think CC comes out.
No, CC goes down.
and plays with Barry.
I guess, yeah.
But they play the same
Yeah.
side.
So do Riley and Dermott, though. Or I
But
guess,
but Dermott's because they're gonna need guys to switch
or you put
sides
Marinson
next
with
year,
Barry,
right?
like take Barry,
Or
take CC out. Yeah.
or like Sandine. But like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
if you
it would-
want that as a Barry.
It would probably be Marinson.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was interesting because
I don't want Marinson.
well,
that
that pair's
Marinson would be fine with Barry.
that pair's gonna play like 8 minutes a game, and then you're gonna put Barry on the power play.
Yeah.
Like you're basically gonna have 2 pairs.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like Riley Dermott a lot more than I like Riley CC. I know CC gets a lot of shit, but I also see him make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, okay, CC hasn't been that bad, and then sometimes I'll be like,
He just
have you ever played fucking hockey before?
He's
Like, what
very,
is your
like-
like? He has no like hockey sense.
Yes, because he's so
Like
almost
the whole play will be over here,
yeah, his position
right?
is
And it'll be like, okay, clearly in your defensive zone, you move it away from traffic, and you try to break out on the side without traffic. The path of least resistance. That's just the key to playing defense. If you're gonna go back to defense 101 while you're in, clear the puck out of the front of the net and don't shoot it into traffic, because when all their guys are there, they have a better chance to get it.
Yep.
So move the puck to the open side, and like in that scrimmage, I remembered seeing him like come around the net, see our guy with one defenseman on this side ready to break out, and he turned around and just rung it around the side.
Yeah.
And when I played as a winger, every time a defenseman would do that to me, I would just curse their name under my breath, because I'm like, I'm going to get hit. I'm about to get hit. I'm about to get laid out.
Fuck you, Cody CC.
Yeah, if they ring it around, when they ring it around the boards like that, sometimes it's your only option, but a lot of the time you're pissing off your wingers,
Yeah.
because they're like,
They gotta dig it out,
okay, now
and
it's
then-
my job,
Yeah.
right? Like everything's off you. Now it's my responsibility to have to get smoked and get
Shea
the puck
Weber's coming down the boards.
somehow
Yeah.
to my centerman. So
Um,
he does that a lot, which I wouldn't like it if I played with him, but
Do you think? I mean, we talked about this last week, but do you think Robertson plays the first game?
I do now. Yeah.
With Kerfoot and
I
Kapanen?
think
He's
I was,
earned it.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
was the other way before.
It's
but
like, to me, it's more like, so
Yes.
Gauthier comes out, Engvall goes to the fourth line, I guess, is what.
yeah. Well,
Was that what they were doing?
today,
What was the fourth
hold
line
on,
in the last
today,
game? Was it
fourth line was
Spezza, Engvall, Clifford?
Gauthier.
Oh,
Let me
Spezza
pull up.
was out.
Let me
Or
pull up their.
Engvall was out.
Their-
Actually, sorry. I think Engvall might have played in the scrimmage. in the exhibition, but as of yesterday's practices, he's out.
These are their lines.
It's Gauthier, Clifford, and Spezza.
These are their lines at practice today. The fourth line is Clifford, Gauthier, Spezza, Engvall as the extra.
So that's
And then
sucks
Dur-
for Pierre.
Yeah.
and just what we were talking about before.
You want that
Dermott's-
versatility for both of those guys to
Yeah.
be able to take faceoffs, I think.
Dermott's back with Barry too.
What that does, though, with Engvall out, Kerfoot's killing penalties now. He was killing penalties. So, and he had a great game.
Yeah, you know what, Alex?
He
Me
did,
and you,
yeah.
we got off to a rough start in episode 1. I was very vocal about how you've let me down, and I've been disappointed, and I wish Kadri was back. But you know what? If you play like you did with Nick Robertson and Kapanen, maybe that was the key.
And maybe him killing penalties
that
will
speed and
give him a
skill.
little more sense of like, I'm involved here. I'm a big part of this team.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Robertson on that third line. It just gives us a potential to have like 3 lines that can score.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what it was, right? And I never felt like when Kerfoot's line was on the ice, I never felt like, oh, like, good.
But now there's like,
you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Thank God they're out there.
but now there's like, I think the Robertson
Now-
thing is just high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
I think Engvall's steady.
Yeah. Like when
Robertson might score, but you might fuck
exactly
some other
when
things
Engvall
up.
was on that line, I was like, okay, like we're probably good defensively. Like I can't wait till the other 2 lines are coming out. Now I'm like, Robertson's out there. I got something to watch. I'm a little bit more excited, and it honestly seemed like Robertson out there in that Montreal game. It was like either they had the puck or Robertson was like a dog on a bone, like trying to get it. Like this guy has so much heart. I love watching that, and it's almost infectious. Like you could see like Kapanen, who's sometimes
Just out
almost a little bit like Nylander. Sometimes you can see his effort level kind of dropping a little bit. But in that exhibition game when he was playing with Robertson, it almost looked a little bit contagious. Like he was feeding off of him a little bit. And I think that's a good thing for that third line.
That's almost. I think that was one of the theories why Babcock loved putting Hyman with Matthews and Nylander, because Hyman won't let you.
He won't let you. Yeah, he won't let you sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And the other two guys have a tendency to kind of wilt a little bit.
snooze a little bit. Yeah, get a little bit complacent.
One other big development at practice today, Andreas Janssen was on the ice for the special teams portion of the practice. So it doesn't sound like he's going to play in the first round, but he's on the ice. He's working things out.
They've
Yeah.
been pretty like consistently saying like he's going to be back like second round,
Yeah.
right? Like that's
So,
what
like,
Dubas has been saying.
Okay.
That's good though.
Yep.
I know we usually save the hypotheticals for the end.
Okay.
Here's
That's
a
a good spot,
hypothetical
yeah.
for No. I'm not doing the
Oh.
regular one. This is another one. that I
Oh,
made up.
okay.
Yeah. So hypothetical. I mean, and it's a hypothetical that we'll probably have to deal with down the line.
Right.
Janssen comes in, but Robertson has played awesome. What do you do?
I think in that case, Gauthier comes out. Gauthier or Spezza come out. and
Who
then
plays on the fourth line?
Janssen.
Janssen?
Let him work his way back.
Okay.
On the fourth line.
I don't mind that. What do you think?
So what? Like Robertson's been
Robertson's
really good.
been great. That whole third line, it's like
Yeah.
at a point where you're like, it's almost like that Montreal game.
Just
Like
say
we can't separate.
We don't want to separate this line.
Yeah.
Then I think
Or if Kerfoot's gone
and
back to
Mikheyev
snoozing.
and Mikheyev is playing just
well,
as
he's saying
well.
the line's been good. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Fair.
you
Yeah, good
I
point.
think you put Janssen on the fourth line then.
Who's out, Clifford or Spezza or Gauthier? Or
For-
do you just move Spezza to
I
the
guess
middle?
it probably
I think
depends on who
Gauthier-
you're playing.
Gauthier.
Too.
Gauthier's out, Spezza to the
yeah.
middle.
Like I think if you're playing Tampa, you probably want to take Gauthier out in that scenario. But maybe if you're playing Boston, you want the
Like who else could possibly like if you're not touching that line, the only other guy you could like put on the
Is
fourth line
Mikheyev.
is like or like Hyman, but you're not doing that.
No.
So yeah, you have to put Janssen on the fourth line.
Yeah, because I think top six are pretty much set
And then
in stone.
if Robertson has a bad game, you can halfway through the game you can move him down to that fourth line or move somebody else or like that just gives you so much
Are
versatility.
you
And you
giving
can
him-
still put
are you
Janssen
giving
out
him
on the
that
power
short of a
play.
leash?
No, but I
Robertson?
mean, just say he's having a game where he's not. Like for a shift or two, you can throw Janssen up there. Get Janssen.
Okay.
Like you can do.
Well, and
things.
and Keefe likes to mix and like
Yeah.
he's been throwing like Nylander, Matthews, Tavares out there in the scrimmages.
Yeah.
Like so
Marner
he likes to
too,
mix
Marner,
things up.
Matthews,
Yeah.
Tavares, yeah. I mean, it's like preseason again, man.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Yep.
Fuck it. Like,
And
I
like-
mean, not fuck it because we're about to go into games that matter, but
Well, that's why it's so crazy.
Yeah,
like
it
you don't
is.
you,
It's
you,
yeah, it's unprecedented.
you
what's
have to
going
try
on
stuff
right now,
because you're just coming back, but you also don't have time to screw anything up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. Like not just the Leaf series, like all series. Like there's no room for error. Like you can make predictions in this, but like honestly, I feel like most series is close to a coin flip.
Yeah.
Like best out of 5 makes it that much crazier.
Okay, did we do Leafs predictions last time?
We did Leafs predictions. We didn't do.
Like in how many games?
I don't
we
know. We'll do it again.
I don't
if
think we did.
Yeah, we'll do
I
it
don't think
again.
we did.
Okay.
I in the like just how far they're gonna go in the playoffs or
Yeah,
like
ju-
this series.
I'm gonna
I don't know if I want to make a prediction.
Just
I'm
say
gonna-
this series.
Leafs in 3.
I was gonna say
We're
Leafs.
sweeping.
Leafs and 4.
We're gonna sweep. I'm confident.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm pissed.
I'm saying Leafs in 4.
Leafs
We
and
get
4.
the disrespect. You know the kind of shit that we deal with, dude? No, seriously.
They should play
it's
this
like,
in the
it's
dressing
like,
room.
It's like Montreal Canadiens. They're just like, okay, like Montreal, like you know how much worse they were in the regular season than us?
Yeah, they should.
But people are like, you gotta watch out for Montreal because they have Carey Price. But when it's about the Leafs, it's like, Leafs gotta watch out. Like, why do they get the benefit of the doubt?
Because
We
the
did
under
so- we
that,
did so much
because
fucking
the
better
under
than them.
that's always what you say about the underdog.
I don't give a shit.
Like no one's like you
But
gotta.
nobody's giving us credit.
no one-
Everyone's just like,
Yeah,
oh, watch out.
That's
watch
what
out,
happens when
watch
you're a
out.
favorite though.
Ugh, it makes me sick.
Like when no one goes like to the Tampa Bay Lightning, they watch out for the Lightning.
Yes,
it's like,
they do.
No, it's like everyone already knows they're good.
Yeah, but you still say it.
No,
You
no one
preface
does.
it with that, but then you're like, they gotta watch out. Hopefully that doesn't happen to what happened to them last
Yeah,
year.
I'm not big on like
Preface
the.
it with like, these guys are dangerous.
I don't think
Which
we.
is like the respect that you should be giving dangerous teams.
I don't think we'd be getting as bad of a like
I'm just
draw here. Like you take things personally.
Yeah, because I'm a emotional guy. I like my team, and I feel insulted when they're insulted.
Yeah, I know.
Plus Montreal sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, why are
do.
they? Oh, Carey Price. Yeah, we lit Carey Price
But
up
I
in
really-
33
yeah.
seconds.
You've got to talk about things, right? Like you.
I know, but
Yeah.
I know.
You need a take on every
But it
team.
just
Like
seems-
if you're watching TSN, like the
so
guy's gonna
take-
say
my
something
take
about.
on Montreal. They have no shot.
No, they don't. I don't
But they
think
do.
either.
But
No
everyone
shot.
has a shot. Like that's
No.
yes.
Not me. I don't
Like-
think so.
like-
I think Montreal has no shot. I think they're getting swept.
right. Which is what everyone said about Columbus last year.
No, Columbus was
Except for me.
because they had Bobrovsky. You're like they're
Montreal's
they're
Carey Price.
Yeah, but they don't have Panarin as they have no firepower. Up
Yeah,
front.
but they have Philip Deneau.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's like
Didn't Columbus traded Panarin? Oh no, he.
That's what I said. Columbus had Panarin
Yeah, they
last
don't.
year.
He's on
Didn't
the.
they? I was trying to,
And
for
they-
some reason I thought they traded him at the deadline.
No.
they didn't. No, you're right.
So
He signed as a free agent.
yeah, like Houston on the broadcast, like, They're like, they're lucky. Like he's like, they're lucky. Philip Deneau like missed a one-timer, and then Houston's like, we're lucky he didn't hit that. I was like, oh yeah, Philip Deneau never misses those. Like, shut up, Jim Houston.
Yeah, he's admitted
Who
it.
are you?
If he connected on that,
Oh, they're lucky. He never misses
the
those.
boards
Like,
would have shattered.
Oh yeah, Philip Deneau.
Yeah.
I'm shaking in my boots.
I'm not the
Philip
biggest.
Deneau's about to rip one on us. Like, get over it.
I'm not the biggest Jim Houston fan, to be honest. So that doesn't surprise me.
All right.
I made myself laugh when I heard that.
We don't
I was
need a
like, what?
pity party here, though. For the
No. You know what? Okay, let's make our predictions. Who's coming out of the East?
I don't want to do this.
Okay, you'll set this one out. I'm gonna say.
I'm
gonna go Washington. I know that's not a.
You don't have to have a hot take.
I know. I'm gonna go Washington. Just like
gonna say Pittsburgh.
that's it. That was my other one.
I'm looking at the Leafs flag on the wall. I want to say Leafs. I'm going to say Tampa, though. I'm going to say Tampa.
They need it's
It's redemption.
yeah,
time.
redemption.
They have to.
Do you think it's an advantage to play the
Leafs have to make it out of the first round, and Tampa has to like.
Here, I'm gonna say Colorado Avalanche over the Penguins in the Stanley Cup final.
That's a good take.
Ooh,
I like
that,
Colorado.
yeah.
I like Colorado a lot. But for my team,
You're going to the no way.
the West
I was.
Playing
the
at home.
home
They're gonna win it
Oilers
on home soil.
are winning.
I'm not gonna lie.
in
I
the
was
West.
leaning towards the Oilers.
Are they
in my
winning
pick
the
from
cup?
West.
I'm not gonna make a cup prediction until
Okay.
give me
That's fine.
after the qualifying rounds. and
There's
I'll
no
make a cup
there's no
prediction.
rules here. It's whatever you're
But
comfortable with.
If we're going McDavid, the high-powered McDavid offense versus the high-powered Tampa Bay offense, that final is going to be electric. And
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
would
just
be
saying
good.
that because the Lightning are in it.
Great pun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brandon, what do you have any West?
I was
takes?
actually gonna take the Oilers, but
But I have the mask.
You can do it.
I know.
You could do it.
I'm not gonna do that.
I didn't
though.
want to let you go so that because I wanted to have the
I'll take-
put the mask on.
I'm gonna take the Dallas Stars of the
Wow.
West, and they will
you
lose.
think Pavelski's gonna show up?
He always does.
He
Does
didn't all-
he?
He didn't all year.
Yeah, like-
He didn't all year. That's for sure.
I was like, dude,
He's about 35.
I don't know. The San Jose Sharks never really won anything.
No, no. He's not going to. But
And all year, Dallas's game plan. They've been a very defensive team
Yep.
this year.
So
Low
that,
scoring.
That worries you.
Yeah, for me, a team that's coming off 5 months, no hockey, that are going to rely on their defense. I don't trust that. I really don't. I think it's going to be high skill, especially for these qualifying rounds.
All right. Do you want to jump down to Disney World now? Or
All
do
right.
you have anything else on the
going
NHL?
to Disney World. No, I'm good to go to Disney.
Take a
World.
trip to Disney.
Yeah.
Um,
Can we talk about Lou Williams first, actually, just quickly?
yeah. Those wings looked good.
They
I saw
did
a
look
picture.
real good.
See, like they taught like he was like, you gotta get their lemon pepper barbecue, and I was like, lemon pepper
then the-
barbecue.
the
That
picture-
sounds weird,
the
but I'm
picture,
so
though,
intrigued.
The
I
picture
wanna
looks
try
good.
it. Yeah.
Man. They look really good.
Oh man, what would
Uh,
you use? Like a Sweet Baby Ray's, brown sugar? Would you go for a hickory smoke? What do you think?
I don't know the flavors that they have at Magic. So do you want me to pull up the menu?
No. I'm saying like just from your experience, what kind of like barbecue sauce do you like? Do you like a Kansas style?
I'm
Guy
a
Fieri?
big fan. I know this isn't necessarily a barbecue sauce, but I'm a big fan of. I guess it kind
Diana
of is.
sauce?
No, like
Oh.
maple bacon, barbecue sauce. I,
I
guess
like
kind
a,
of barbecue.
I like a. I don't know about bacon, but I like a hickory maple.
That's good, too.
barbecue.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need the bacon in there.
Do you want it?
To me, it's like, it's like it's good.
Yeah.
But it's like, is it needed? I don't know. Especially with wings on a.
First of all,
wing.
all this shitstorm. What great press for Magic City.
Yeah.
Like, do you
So-
want me to read you their wing menu? I got all the flavors.
I
right
actually
here.
know what they are.
Oh,
but
you do?
Keep going.
I like
Keep
how
going for the audience.
This is what it says when you get their menu. The first thing it says, the reason you are here, wings. So Lou Will was actually there for wings.
And if you saw that picture, he was definitely there for.
No,
the
they have really
Yeah.
they have really good strips too, like chicken strips.
I'd be there. That's all I need.
You got lemon pepper, honey garlic, garlic parmesan, Thai chili, ranch, teriyaki, barbecue, hot, naked,
Isn't there one called like Uncle something?
battered. Exclusive to the Magic City Kitchen, these flavors were born and bred in ATL. These are ATL born and bred flavors. Lou Will Lemon Pepper Barbecue.
That's what it is, yeah.
Uncle Jeff Honey Jerk.
Uncle Jeff Honey Jerk sounds money.
Juju Rude Boy Jerk and Justice Magic. Wow. If I'm ever in
What's Justice
Atlanta,
Magic?
Georgia, I don't know.
I think like a lot of people were upset at Lou Williams too, because rightfully so, going to a strip club
no, like
during a pandemic.
this is the thing. Like, yeah, I don't know.
But at the same time, like the strip club in Georgia is open, which is even crazier.
But you're supposed to be. If they didn't have a bubble, if it was like an MLB player where they're allowed to go freely, I don't care. Like, do whatever you want.
No, you're right.
But he's supposed to
shouldn't have
be
done it.
in the. He got an exemption to leave the bubble to go to a funeral.
Yeah.
And they were
Yeah.
being nice, letting him go. A
Yeah.
friend's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. He should be there. He should be allowed to go. But you're on the line
Yeah.
whether I'm gonna let you go for that. If I'm the one making that decision,
Yeah.
like, oh, it's your friend's dad. Like, I don't know how close you were to him. But it's not immediate family. We're trying to do something here. So it's good they let him go because you know what? Somebody dying is and especially this guy might have been very close to Lou Williams, but you're getting an exemption for something that maybe you shouldn't have even gotten exemption for. Maybe just try to respect
just
the
come
process.
correct.
Yeah,
No,
just
I
try to
agree.
respect
Yeah,
the
you're
process. A little
Get
bit.
some curbside pickup
Yeah.
from Magic City.
Uber
I'm sure,
Eats,
I'm
I'm
sure
sure they
they
have
offer.
that, yeah.
Lou Will's a preferred. He's got a wing named after him. I'm sure they'd give him. They'd run it out to the
Yes.
car for him.
Yeah.
Is that an earthquake? Something took out our visual.
A little bit of a technical difficulty there. We were just talking about Lou Will, and then we jumped into some Raptors talk, but we lost that.
We lost the camera. We have the audio. Anyone wants to see the audio?
Send us an email.
Yeah, send us an email. We'll send you that. It'll be like a little bit of behind the scenes for you.
So we were talking Raptors bench, right? And going into the
Man,
restart.
were we on a roll though?
No.
eh?
It was an unfortunate event.
That was our best stuff.
So teeing up the Raps, sixth best odds to win the title right now. Last time I looked at Odd Shark, behind the Rockets, Celtics, Clippers, Bucks, Lakers. Second seed, they should, barring a disaster, I feel like they should be able to hold that down. They
3-game lead with 10 games.
August 7th, they play the Celtics. That's going to be a huge game.
Yeah.
What are you thinking on the Raptors' chances, Brandon? Me and Aaron have been talking about it a lot, not off mic, but I haven't really heard what your thoughts. Like, what are you feeling about the Raps going into this?
I'm pretty confident in them. Like
Are you talking like title? Are you talking going to the finals? Or are you just like,
I feel about the same as I did last year.
yeah?
Which is maybe a little bit of a hot take, but
I'm more confident this year.
you're more
than I did
confident
last
this year.
Yeah, because we had never won before
You're right.
last year,
Yeah, it's
and
huge.
me going in, I was like, yeah, we have Kawhi, but like I don't know, I've never
Number
seen
two.
this team win before.
I do think there's a revisionist mindset, at least for me, where it's like I remember watching those playoffs last year. I was never confident.
No, me neither. No.
Until we got to the finals, then I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Against Philly, I wasn't confident. Against Milwaukee, I wasn't
remember
confident.
you guys telling me like we're probably gonna lose to the Bucks when we went into the conference final. I was like,
They
don't
went down.
talk like that.
But they went down 2-0 in that series and went to double overtime. I
Yeah,
think, in
double
game
OT.
3.
Like if they had lost that double OT game,
Yeah.
it would have been over.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think they should be able to make the conference final in my mind. Like it's not going to be easy, but like if they lose in the second round, that's a disappointment to me.
Yeah, I want to see. I hope we get a Raptors Celtics series because I think that's a fun matchup.
Yep.
I think that those teams match up really well, and Miami scares
I was
me.
just going to say the team that scares me the most
Like,
outside of the Bucks and maybe the Celtics.
We always talked about how when the Leafs were playing the Bruins, there'd be like these guys where we'd be like who the fuck is Noah Chari?
Where's
Sean
Sean
Corrales
Corrales
Right.
come out of? Yeah.
And then we were talking about how last year
Fuck Jake DeBrusque.
we were talking about how the Raptors were kind of that for the rest. Like we had these guys where like if we were playing other teams, they'd be like who is Pascal Siakam?
Well, in the finals
Like-
last year, I remember feeling it a
Or,
little
like-
bit when Clay went down and then Quinn Cook
Yeah,
starts draining
Yeah.
threes, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, cover up!
But to me, the Miami Heat are like the ultimate example of that
Like
team.
Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, like Duncan Robinson, like
Bam
just
Adebayo is
just
all of a
a
sudden
bunch
an
of guys
all-star.
who are like really good at it.
Udonis Haslam still plays for that team. He's like 45 years old.
I don't know if he plays.
He's on the team. He's
like,
on the roster.
He gives
On the roster.
advice.
Yeah.
He's like a sage.
Yeah, he's the consultant.
But yeah, Miami, like Philly. Do you have any like? Do you think Philly?
I'm gonna
We'd
read you
be
a
able
name. Is this actually a player or not?
Right.
KZ Acapella. Does that guy play for the Miami Heat or not?
Is it KZ like a K and a Z?
Yes.
I've heard of him.
I have not.
I didn't know he was on
That's
Miami.
a cool name.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah, so no Miami Heat for the Raps. Well, we'll take him if we need to take him, but
Yeah, I mean, I think we're like I kind of like the take I heard. I think it was Jalen Rose say. He was saying like, if the one team the Bucks don't want to see in the second round is the Heat, because Bam Adebayo apparently shut down Giannis like every single time they played this year.
he's
So,
the Giannis stopper of the 2020 playoffs.
Yeah, and I would way rather play Miami in the conference finals than the Bucks.
When we play the Bucks,
that
like,
would be
do you
cool.
think is Anunoby the guy who's on Giannis?
well, he's looked really good too.
Yeah.
Like his ball handling's come around.
Well, no, I'm talking like who's guarding
Defensively, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna have to be more of like what
by committee.
Yeah, like Anunoby will take some, Siakam will take some.
I think
After-
Anunoby is like he's the X factor
Yeah.
for this team. Like, because he's going to be guarding the other team's best player, and if he's able to, that leaves Siakam more time to just focus on offense. Because our half court offense is probably the weakest part of our team. Like 1 through 7 is our good defenders.
Well, I think they were 12th ranked offense too.
Yeah,
Which is
but like our transition offense is one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
It's like when we're setting up in the half court where we struggle.
because they don't have
We don't have
an ace.
Right. And this is another discussion we were having. Kendrick Perkins said Pascal Siakam is top 10 players in the bubble. I initially, when you told that to me, I immediately was like, I don't think so. But I thought about it. I still don't know, but so I think there's 8 guys where you can't even debate that Pascal's better than.
Yeah.
And then there's like another group of like 8 guys where you could make the argument.
LeBron, okay, the guys he can't.
Here's my
LeBron,
I have 8.
Giannis, Anthony Davis,
Kawhi.
Harden, Luka.
Westbrook.
No, he's not. He's
Okay, Luka.
yeah. Jokic.
You think he's not better than Jokic?
I don't think
No.
you can make a
I
case.
don't think
Okay, you can't even make the case.
I don't think so.
He's like a 7-foot point guard.
And then my 8th was Dame.
Dame. All right.
And then I had and then there's other guys who
And there's like Jimmy Butler.
so these are the guys I think you can make an argument, but I don't necessarily think Siakam is better than Tatum, Butler. I'll put Middleton in there.
Well, he's
George.
better than Middleton.
You say
Paul George,
Yeah.
Westbrook, Rudy Gobert,
Okay.
and Simmons and Embiid.
I personally think Embiid's the most overrated.
I agree
player
with
in
you.
the NBA.
That's just because you had to see him go up against.
No, it's because
his kryptonite.
No,
Marc
it's because
Gasol.
every single time I flick on any American sports station, they're talking about Embiid like he's a top 5 player in the NBA, and he's not.
He's not. No, he's not.
No.
So that's the definition of overrated.
He has the ability to be, and like he could make everyone look stupid if he just turned it on. But like I don't know, if you were starting a team, would you want like Joel Embiid to be the guy that you like leads? You're like
No,
I'm
no.
the foundation of my team is going to be Joel Embiid. Like I think I'd rather have Simmons, even though he can't shoot.
Yeah. That's another thing is I don't know if they can long term they can have both those guys on that team, but that's another
Well,
discussion.
in practices Simmons has been playing power forward and Horford's been coming off the bench. They've starting Shake Milton
Ooh.
at point guard.
I love that name.
Because Horford hasn't really fit in there at
Yeah.
all. But anyways, yeah, the Siakam, he's a fringe top 10 bubble guy.
I'm gonna give him the top 10.
He's definitely not top 10 players in the
like
league though.
Spicy
Once you
Pete.
put like Steph and Durant and
Kyrie.
Kyrie and all those guys back in the conversation. But this is his showing. Like I think we go as
Step
far
up.
as Siakam can be a
And
star, right?
I think he was better too at the beginning of the season than he was at the end of the season because I think he was starting to fatigue a little bit. So he's
But that's
got
done.
He's got 4 months of rest now.
And so another thing I wanted to say, you were saying like because I keep advocating for like let's have a deep bench, let's just run with our skill and our advantage, which is our depth. But you guys are very like, no, you don't play all those guys in the playoffs. But before the Warriors series, nobody played box and one.
That's
Nick
true.
Nurse does things that other coaches don't do.
Yeah.
So maybe to make up for the fact that Siakam might not be able to carry us to the finals like a Kawhi or one of those better players are able to do, maybe he utilizes that depth and says, you know what, I'm going to think outside the box and I'm going to outmatch up you because I'm a better coach than your coaches.
Well, this like the Raptors did this before too with like the bench mob era. Like, a
But
couple
the
years
bench
ago
mob,
with
the
Dwayne
bench mob, we
Casey.
didn't have Siakam playing the way he's playing. We
No.
didn't have an
No, you're
Ibaka.
right.
We didn't have.
No, you're right.
We didn't have a Gasol. Like we have a starting five that is good enough to stay out there. But like, if
That's
we
the
can-
argument though. Like, wouldn't you just rather have those guys play more? Just because those guys are so.
I don't
I know what you're saying.
I feel like some of the other guys bring a different thing, and if we're just we can go with the hot hand in terms of
Yeah,
They
that
do.
they will do.
But
That-
that's
you-
where.
like-
But it's not necessarily like you don't play. It's like you play 8 guys a game, but it might change.
Yeah, from
game to game.
So that would be our advantage.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's definitely. But like you still,
You're
because
not
like the difference is when you're playing the Lakers in the regular season, LeBron isn't playing 47 minutes a game, right? So you can be like, all right, LeBron's not in the game. We don't need to have Anunoby or Siakam in the game to be guarding him. You can put Terrence Davis in there to go up against like Alex Caruso or whoever. But those bench guys are going to be crucial in giving us extra. Like we need some extra pop offensively. Like we're going to need games where Matt Thomas goes off or like
Yeah.
Terrence Davis has like 15 points.
And you know what? Like, people keep talking about the effect of the bubble, what the in-game situations are going to be like. I think that's going to strongly. It's gonna skew the advantage towards those lights-out shooters. Like I was watching JJ Redick in one of those.
I watched, yeah.
It was insane. It
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
he can't miss. It's
Yeah.
like he has no pressure on him. It's like he's shooting in practice.
He's a good fit on that team too
Yeah.
with Zion, like clearing out space for Zion.
Yeah, it's like he was shooting in practice. It was crazy, and I'm like,
Oh,
can Matt Thomas enter that kind of a
Zion
kind
was
of a
another guy
zone?
in my debatable with Siakam.
And Ja.
No job.
I love Ja. Ja's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite players in the league.
I like
now.
him too.
He's like,
He's just
like-
not better than Zion.
Yeah.
He's gonna win Rookie of the Year because he played. Yeah, we talked about. Did we talk about that? Might have been when it got shut off.
Yeah,
but
this is tough.
Nick Nurse's son is hurt.
Yeah,
he's
Pat
hurt.
McCaw, yeah.
So that's gonna leave some more time for your boy Rondé.
He's got
Terrence
Rondé's got the heart.
Davis.
See, I don't know what got cut off, so I don't know what you guys heard for my takes on Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Just reiterate them.
But
for
all
us.
I know is this guy is allergic to quitting on the play. And he's only 6'6", but he always seems like he's a ball magnet under the rim.
Yep.
Like he's a guy that like he's my Josh Anderson.
He's
my Josh Anderson.
He's it.
All
Every dad.
dads
You're
like
saying
Jo-
all dads should
like
watch
Rondé
Rondé Hollis
Hollis
Jefferson.
The new
and
Yeah.
they will
JYD.
like his makeup.
Yeah.
They like what this guy brings to the table. He might not be the most skilled player ever, but he was a first round pick.
JYD
We gotta remember that.
3.0.
Yeah, he's just
sorry.
one of those guys that. What happened?
No,
No,
we're
no.
just checking the time. We're good. We're good. Don't worry.
I
It's
was like, Jesus
No more
Christ.
technical
we got
difficulties.
So Raps start on Saturday with the Lakers.
Yeah. Those are always fun. I think we got Lakers Clippers tonight too. I don't know. I think.
Oh yeah, the
that's-
NBA starts
yeah.
today, eh?
Yeah, we got Lakers Clippers tonight, which will be
yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
fun. Yeah.
I gotta go home.
This is a
I-
revelation.
I just-
No, I mean like home to my parents' house
Yeah.
tonight. 'Cause they don't need to know this, but I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I have to leave, and I'm missing this. We have a whole setup in studio here. We got 3 massive TVs that are going to be playing sports all day, all night once we head into August. And to start it off, I'm not going to be here for that, and I'm kind of upset about that.
Did you want to get into the TV debate that we were having before?
Sure. Why don't you lead us off?
Well, I was saying, I mean, I'll take it if it's easily accessible, but like I'm not really like the having like multiple screens for me. Like I just watch the one with sound, and then I'll change the channel
me.
in between. Like if I'm watching a Raptors playoff game, I'm not paying attention to what's on the other TVs. Like,
Look.
right?
It's a luxury, and if you like to live in luxury, you like what I like, and that's
That's
multiple screens. You got your main screen. Obviously, your main screen is gonna be the main attraction, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be watching that. But on the side, say a Leafs playoff game is on the main screen. But on the side, it's like, oh, the Raptors also happen to be playing at the exact same time. It's not a playoff game, but it's a game that matters for seeding. So let's keep it on the side. Okay, whistle. What's going on over here? I can check the score
no
easily.
sound.
I don't even have
No sound.
Who gives a shit?
Just change the channel
Why
on the
do
Leafs game, you get sound.
No, but why do I? First of all, we don't have cable here, so that doesn't matter.
Right.
We have to stop the stream completely.
No, you can,
And
you
go-
can just
and go to
minimize
a-
it.
Look,
You love tabs. You could just open another tab.
look, Mike, you're adding a lot of steps, and I think you haven't thought this through.
Every time
really
I
don't
look at
think
your
you've
computer,
thought
you got
this through.
15 tabs open.
Yeah, the 15 tabs are for me to keep track of everything going on in my life.
All right.
Something that I need for my personal sanity. And another thing that I need is I need to not have to get up from my couch every single time there's a stoppage in play. I want to just turn my head
Yeah.
to another TV where there happens to be something else I want to watch on.
I think with
and
this
then on the third TV, guess what can go on there? Blue Jays, 60-game season. That's my ideal situation.
Yeah.
Either Raps or Leafs playoffs in the middle, a game I care about a little bit less, but I still care about on the right, and then Blue Jays.
This happened
That
the
would be
other
ideal.
night. So this happened the other night though. We were watching the Blue Jays game.
Yeah.
Then the Leafs scrimmage started,
Mm-hmm.
and you were like, "I want to watch the scrimmage." So I was like, "Okay." And then we were gonna put the Blue Jays game on, but it was in like the 8th inning. I was like, "I want to watch this with sound," so I just
Yeah.
kept it on my laptop
Yeah.
because didn't want.
It
But
does
in-
get tricky when
But
you're
in
dealing with sound and
fairness,
no sound
in
and-
fairness, that whole thing was because the Leafs was just a scrimmage.
Right.
So
Normally, it would,
I just wanted to watch the Leafs because I was itching for some hockey.
Yeah.
But in a normal situation, we're gonna put the priority on the main screen regardless.
right.
And then the extra screen is just like it's gravy.
I think I'm a multi-screen guy too. I
Thank
think,
you.
Like especially the one thing for me that I'm thinking about is NFL Sunday.
Yeah, that's a
When
different
you've
thing. I
It's
agree.
not a different thing because there's
No.
multiple things going on
But
at the same time. You want to watch all of them. It's the same premise.
When you got Red Zone on one TV, like Red Zone on one TV, I think is a must.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's when
Especially when you play fantasy
Fantasy,
football.
yeah, that's for fantasy.
Yeah, but
But,
that's
like,
still part of it. Like
When
that's-
I'm watching like a Packers game, I don't care what's on the other screen.
I do kind of
But
agree
you
with
don't.
that,
But that's why it's on the main screen.
Right.
So you don't like it doesn't matter what's on the other screens,
Right.
but something is on the other screens that you can go to in a lull and play when it's a commercial break,
I'll just
when
look
it's
at my phone.
anything. You have the option. And I don't see why you like cutting off options opposed to worse options like looking at your phone. How's
I
that
like
a
to
better,
focus
how's that
on-
a better option than watching
I like to
other
focus
sports
on
another thing?
the priority.
Okay. Mike
All right.
likes to be very singular-minded when he's watching sports. I like to give you everything. I guess that's just the way we're both going to approach it.
All right, moving on. I know we had a little bit of NFL talk last week.
I think that might be 1-0 Aaron on that.
we had some different opinions on whether or not the season was actually going to work out. So now we've had players opting out of the NFL.
They're actually allowed to.
Yeah, so the way it works is you have until I believe August 3rd to opt out.
August 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, if you're-
That's voluntary opt-out.
Yeah.
There's another date which I don't remember.
Oh, is there? I was
Yeah, the voluntary opt-out, and then there's another one where it's like you have like a reason, like a family member's sick,
Right.
or like something else. But
So-
like a voluntary opt-out is just
I
like
see.
there's no other
Yeah.
other reasons. I'm just opting out because I don't feel comfortable or I just want to push my contract.
So with the options, so this is basically the way it works for the opt-out. Players have there's two tiers of players basically. There's players who are deemed not high risk. And I don't think this is confirmed, but the rumor is they get $150,000 for this year, and then their contract kicks back in next year.
Okay.
If you're deemed to be a high-risk player, you get $300,000 this year, and then your contract just kicks back in next year. So I think most of the teams have had a couple of guys opt out, except for one. And the New England Patriots have had about 7 or 8 guys opt out, and some key players. Their middle linebacker, Dante Hightower, opted out. Right tackle, Marcus Cannon. So if this was any other team, I don't think I would think twice about this. But because it's the Patriots, and with their history, I think Bill is up to something.
He's definitely up to
I
something.
think he's going to find either he's tanking for Trevor Lawrence, and it's as simple as that, or he's going to find some cap loophole, and they're going to sign like they're going to just have tons of cap space next year or something. Something is going on here with Bill.
Bill is a piece of shit. Okay. No, Bill. Yeah, he's always got something up his sleeve. He's a schemer.
Yep.
And you know what? He's the ultimate loophole guy. And in a situation where we don't know what's happening, guess what? Show up loopholes.
Yep.
Multiple loopholes, and this guy's going to take advantage. So I don't think you're far off with being a little bit suspect of what the Patriots are doing.
And it's like,
because it just so happens to seem like it's all veteran type
and
players,
key players
that-
too, like
Patrick Chung,
yeah,
Deontay Hightower, like guys that you're like, okay, maybe I want to hold on to next year when we have maybe a Trevor Lawrence, or a Justin Fields.
So you think Bill put the call into all his vets and said, "Hey,
look,
I don't think he made a call on a landline because that can be traced.
Yeah.
I think
carrier pigeon.
He sent a carrier pigeon. Maybe he Morse coded them.
It's like, look,
I don't know.
And I
But
think there was something.
They have a secret way that they all communicate.
And there was something that was like, go meet Bob. Bob Kraft is down at the Orchids of Asia.
He's gonna have some. He's gonna have a package.
He's gonna slip you an envelope.
Yeah.
Don't go in the room because there's something going crazy going on there.
Don't go in there.
But there's no.
He's got something.
Try not
for
to
you.
listen. Try not to hear anything. Just keep
Wear
your-
headphones and with music blaring.
And a
So you're not-
mask,
It's
obviously.
gonna be.
Package will self-destruct in 3, 2, 1.
Do you think there's any chance that Bill Belichick is so unpleasant to play for that these guys are all just like, fuck it, let's just not play?
That's a possibility too, but I think that's
Especially when you lose like Brady, maybe the one guy who had any say on the team of like
The Patriots' hatred in
talking back to Belichick.
The Patriots' hatred in my heart wants me to think that's true, but I
just think they're up to something.
I think they're up to something. I really do. I think they're up to something.
Do you think how many like the deadline for opting out is the 3rd, right?
Yep.
It's this.
How many like on average per team? How many guys do you think on each team will like have opted out?
less than 2.
Like
You think?
Yeah.
You think it's basically like what it is now?
Well, because like I don't think the fringe guys can't afford to opt out. First of all,
Right. Well, yeah, you can. You're getting $150,000. If you can't live on $150,000,
but
you've
I'd
got
like-
big.
I don't know that these guys can sit out a year of football and then like expect to be able to come back next year and compete for a job when there's a new
Right.
crop of. So like I think if you're a guy who has no chance, you don't think you have any chance to make the roster, you're gonna opt out because you get the 150.
Yeah.
you also have to think, is college football going to play their season this
No,
year?
probably not.
Who knows about that? There's a lot of question marks up in the air. But all I do know is that Bill Belichick is always up to something. When Cam Newton was signed, it was the exact same day that they released the punishments for the videotaping
Against my Bengals.
conspiracy this year. Was that a coincidence? Heck no.
Nope.
Damn it. These Patriots are always up to something, and I swear I don't know why I did like damn it, that was weird. But I don't know why these I was like gonna swear, but then I was like, maybe I'll not swear this time. But you know what? Fuck the Patriots. They're up to something. They're always trying to hide it. Their PR team is the best in the league, and they're doing something, and I don't trust it. And let's move on.
All right, so
Sorry.
I know we're not 100% sure what the NFL format's going to be. We think it's probably going to be something like the Major League Baseball plan, which is just really no
Brutal.
plan. Yeah. So me and Aaron at least here have 2 pitches to.
No, I'm.
Oh, you have one too?
No, I'm the league.
We're pitching to Mike.
Oh, we're pitching to Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I already know I'm behind the 8 ball because Mike already knows
So-
my plan.
Well, do you want to go first or second?
I'll
So
go
pitch
first.
pitch your plan for an NFL season restart.
Okay, and I want to let the audience know that this isn't me saying like this plan is foolproof.
Yeah.
This is me saying like it's going to be so hard for a league like the NFL to make something work in a bubble type situation that this might be their only option to make it work, and even with that it may not work.
Yep.
So this is my idea. So because you play one game a week, right? You really only need to have 2 teams in each hub city every week, right? So why don't we just make every single and sometimes you don't even need to be using it because
The team's on the road.
you're on the road. So why don't we just designate one hotel per team in their home city, and that's a bubble. You got your Buffalo bubble. You're entering the Buffalo bubble.
They're not allowed to leave.
You're not allowed to leave. And this is something that obviously the players would probably not agree to, but this is something that I think would be able to work. You have 32 bubbles around the league. and you just all week you're staying within your designated areas.
So the weeks when teams on the road are the hotels allowed to have other guests that week?
No.
So like
The NFL is paying them through the fucking ass for this. That's the only way it's going to work. They're going to have to pay they're going to have to open their wallets a little bit.
Yeah.
Because this is a special case. If you want NFL football this year, you're going to have to
They're gonna
help.
But
NFL football
their
happen.
only incentive, like the league's only incentive to have the season play, is that they make money.
But
right?
I think they're going to make money regardless. They make so much money every single year.
right.
Like how much? I mean, I don't know how much a whole hotel would cost to book out. Like I'm not going to be able to give you those numbers. Okay, I think that's a little out of my price range. So I'm not going to do that research right now. But I'm confident that there really is no other way to make it happen. You can't have one bubble because you can't.
There's too many people.
There's too many people. There's too much. There's too much shit going on. You only play one day a week, so who would get the field at what times?
Yeah.
Like, are you playing Tuesday games now if there's one field? Like, how is it working?
Especially like a football, it's not like
Yeah.
like an NBA bubble. Like they have multiple courts. You're not gonna have a situation where you have like
No.
multiple football
You
fields,
can't.
right?
You can't.
So
Yeah. So it's
Well,
like
you could if you go like into the middle of nowhere,
And,
like,
like,
if
the
you go into like
practice
Iowa.
field.
Yeah, you could. You can't have stadiums, but you
Yeah.
could go play in like.
yeah, you could, but then are those we run into the Buffalo situation? Like, is the lighting fit for TV production?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that kind
do
of
the
thing.
players
That's
want to
exactly
go?
right.
Do
There's
the
so
players
many-
want to go to Iowa?
Yeah, there's so many. Honestly, right now.
No disrespect to Iowa.
No, right now I'm honestly like I'm putting aside what the players want and
Yeah.
trying to make it work on a logistic level.
Right.
That's all I'm doing right now. It's like the players are going to be a hard sell regardless on this. You can see that with them all already opting out. They're going to be a hard sell. So let's just put that to the side for now and try to make it work logistically. I honestly don't see how it works with one bubble. I don't see how it works.
the way
with
they're
the way the
do-
MLB
they're gonna
are
do
doing
That's
it.
what the way they're gonna do it.
This okay.
And it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
So I think 32 bubbles, and you make it work one at a time. You just figure it out in each city, like they're each a different case, and then you just make sure that they stay within the lines in that bubble, and then the transportation is the only really gray area where they could get infected.
You need like a shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only. I was trying to think of something that could work, and that's what I came up with. Let me know in the comments.
You
what
got
you
a
think.
different.
I have a different.
And then
yes.
let's talk to Brandon about
So-
his option, because obviously I haven't thought of that.
Obviously, I'm not going to say that this option doesn't have flaws. There are some flaws in it.
Yeah.
But again, it's a pandemic. We're going to try and do whatever we can do. My idea involves bubbling, but like kind of within your division and then another division.
Okay.
So let's say the AFC North pairs up with the AFC East.
Okay.
So those two teams, they go play, like pick a city. So they go play in New York City.
Sure.
They're all in hotels there, and they play each other so you play your division twice.
So
and
we're
that's it.
switching up the entire schedule too.
Well, that's kind of the way the schedule works anyways, right? Where you like pair up with a division.
I know, but you
Yeah.
can't do crossovers that way because
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
listen,
the crossover.
listen, I'll get to
division.
that,
Okay,
listen.
sorry. I'll let
So-
you talk.
So
Sorry.
you start with the AFC North and the AFC East.
Just talking to your mic.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that. That's I'm just
Podcast
explaining over here.
101.
So the North pairs up with the East. So you play your own division, everybody in your division twice. So I'll say you go through the North once, then you play everybody in the East, and then you go back to the North again. So there you cycle through those divisions there. That's
I think I might see where you're going with this.
That's
that's
all right.
10
12.
games. Yes, that's 10 games.
Oh yeah.
So after that, so all these games are going on at the same times with all the two conferences and the divisions.
Yep.
After that, you go on a 1 week bye. Everybody goes on a bye at the same time.
That's
so you have
when
a week.
do your travel.
Yes. So then you pair up with an NFC division then, and you
Okay.
go down and play your NFC games. I think you're
So
gonna.
that week, the entire focus of the NFL is get these players to the next
Yes.
bubble
So
safely.
I think you might even have to do. Now that I'm thinking about it, make it work logistically, you might have to do a 2 week bye. I don't know that the NFL would want to take 2 weeks off in the middle of their season.
Yeah.
But you do a 1 week where the players have a bye, they can do whatever the hell they want. Then a week quarantine, and then like a week quarantine and travel to the bubble in the NFC, and then you get back going. So you play. Then you
I
play.
don't mind that idea.
Then you play the NFC division 4 times, and then you play your own division again.
Okay.
So you play 3. That gets you to 17 games, which is what they wanted to play this year.
So you're just the league is every team is basically on like the same schedule all year. Like they're all playing their interdivisional games on the
Yeah.
same week. They're all playing their
And then
other conference games.
To split things up, you could play
The only issue with that is like if you have a week where a team can't play because a bunch of guys get sick,
Yeah.
it fucks
Again, you
everything
have
up.
to- yeah, you're right. You have to have some sort of contingency.
Well, I
plan.
heard. Okay, so I heard this idea. I think it was. Where did I'm trying to give proper credit here because it was on. I think it was a Jay Glazer.
Yeah.
It was like a mailbag on The Athletic, and he was saying his thing would be like the way they do, regardless of how they do it. Like if you have to miss a game because like your team's sick this week, like the teams that get in the playoffs, it's just based on win total. Win total. So if you have a guy on your team that gets sick and you can't play that week, that just hurts your team. The only problem is that also hurts your opponent because the opponent loses that game as well.
Yeah, then I think it's got to be win percentage is the way you
But
do it.
like his thing was like there's no time to reschedule games in the NFL.
Or
Like,
maybe it counts as a loss
like
for the team.
MLB's easy. You can just be like, we're playing 2 games today.
Yeah.
Like NFL, you can't do that, right? So it's like his only solution was like you got to go win total.
So then maybe with that that counts as a loss for the team that doesn't play, but not a loss for the team that's supposed to play them. It doesn't count as anything. So the win percentage.
You can't do win percentage though because you could have a team go 3-0 and then just be like, let's get sick.
Well, and then you have
We're not
like a
gonna play.
minimum requirement. You got to play.
Yeah.
So how many people do you think each one of these teams would have to bring into the bubble?
Ooh,
Like
6, like people or just
yeah,
players?
like over 100.
Yeah,
You have to-
over 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, so
120, I would
so
guess.
are you going to be able to find accommodations for your idea?
Yeah, you'd have to do
You
it.
have 8 teams.
Yeah.
You have 8 teams for each bubble. That's the way yours
Yeah.
would work, right? So that's why I didn't think of your idea because I thought logistically that might be too much.
So you'd have to do it in big cities. You'd have to do it in like LA.
And you'd have to have multiple hotels close to each other.
yeah. Well, they don't have to necessarily be
able-
close to each other. They just have to be close to the stadium.
and multiple fields, or you just play 4 games in a row on the same field.
You could do. Well, you probably wouldn't.
Yeah,
play the
because you don't
same
have to
day.
play them all on the same day. Yeah,
Like
that's
you
true.
could go Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So we're
if you wanted.
losing like NFL Sundays with your idea,
Well, kind of, but you have NFL weekend.
right? So
Like
it'd be
you
like,
have-
like 2
you-
games Saturday, 2 games Sunday
Yeah.
in each bubble or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just run it like they run the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Not bad.
And it's obviously not flawless.
None of these
Nothing's
ideas
gonna
are going to be flawless.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's no perfect
And then
recipe.
with that
because-
too, you got to find spots for 8 teams to practice too, which is that's a big task.
Like stuff like that is just gonna have to be like sacrificed though. Like you're just
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna have as much practice
No, you're
time.
not.
Like
Yeah,
you're not
you're right.
gonna.
And
there's gonna have to be like
Personal freedom too. Like you're just not gonna have.
I'm sure most of the NFL coaches will be fine.
Well, that's the thing I was gonna say. Like,
Yeah.
They don't like their fans
Well,
anyways.
one of the arguments that I heard on the radio was that the thing with the NFL is it's kind of like the mindset is just you do what the owners tell you to do. That's just kind of the way the league's always worked. Whereas like in baseball, they have such a strong players union. They're like, well, no, screw you, we're not doing that.
So we're starting. Both of those ideas. Let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah.
Aaron or Brandon or Aaron. If you have your own idea, let us know. Tweet us. Whatever.
NFL too. If you want to contact me to use that idea, it is copyrighted. So
Yeah.
so I want some money. if
He
you're
wants a
gonna
little
use that
bit
idea.
of. He wants a little bit of cake.
he would actually probably
Just
settle
line
for
the
a New Toronto shawarma.
Yeah,
plate.
or a chicken tenders meal from Jack Astor's.
a signed Joe Burrow jersey and a lifetime supply of Skyline
Yeah,
chili.
give me Bengals seasons tickets. That's all I need. Whenever that's a thing again.
So let's move on. These are
Skyline chili.
these are these are for fun. This is a fun one. I was just thinking of something that we could do to keep in shape. Everybody's seen Coach Carter, and I thought it would be a little challenge for us. See if any of us can do it over the month of August. I call it the Timo Cruz Challenge. So everybody knows in Coach Carter, Timo Cruz took a swing at Coach,
And
that's something you don't do because he's not a teacher. He's your new basketball coach.
And I'm trying to remember the totals of what was it like?
It's a lot.
It was 2,500 push-ups and 1,000 suicides. So over a 31-day August month, we would have to do 80 push-ups a day and 32 suicides each to be able to finish Timo Cruz and get back on the team
See,
and play for Richmond.
my thing with that is can I pull the Timo Cruz thing and have people just sub in and start doing
No.
stuff for me? That's the movie though.
Yeah, but the movie is
It's about-
the movie he had a week. We have a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's true. I don't. Yeah,
Brandon wants to get out of it.
I want no part of this.
He
I'm not
doesn't
gonna
want
lie to
in.
you.
He doesn't want in.
I think you should
I'll
try.
try it.
You should
And
try
I'll
and do
update you
all of
guys
it.
in a week.
No, you triple those numbers. That's what we have to do every day.
So you want me to do 96 suicides
You don't have to-
and 240 push-ups a day?
I think
That's
you
a
should
lot.
just
That's
try
what you
and,
want me to do.
yeah, maybe just try and do the Timo Cruz month. I don't know.
So-
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull that off.
So I'm signing. So now I'm signing something I wanted us all to do.
There's no
Now-
accountability here.
I'm
though.
signing
How
us
is
all
he?
up
How are we
with-
gonna know that he could just be lying?
You don't trust Brandon?
Not really with something like this.
Okay. I mean, I just thought maybe we would bring in a little competition, a little bit of a little fire. You know, we'll all be looking good.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna try and do.
You want to get that nice cut in your jawline for the girls that are watching, right? This is the way to do it. Timo Cruz. Yeah, but you have a beard that helps.
Yeah, but
You can line it up. It makes it look. I can't grow facial hair. Everybody knows.
I'm
that.
gonna. What is it? 80?
80 push-ups a day and 32 suicides.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do it,
I'm gonna do it.
and then I'll tell you next
Yeah,
week
I'm gonna
if
do
I
it.
think I could do it for
We
a
can
month.
use that field over there for our suicides.
Yeah, I have to go.
That's what I'm gonna use.
Yeah, I'll try it.
All right.
So wait, what do you consider one suicide?
A
Like, all-
suicide is there's 4 lines,
So
and you're going there, back, there,
Wait,
back, there,
need a
back. So
gymnasium?
that's
four-
the one suicide.
yeah, a
Okay.
quarter of the gym, half the gym,
So you
three
can do the
quarters,
width of the
4.
field.
I like, need a gym.
You can do the width of the
But you
field.
don't need a
A
gym.
field is so much longer
Or
than
do
a
the
gym.
basketball court then.
No, that field is mini over there.
You're right.
That's a small field.
You're right.
Thank you. All right.
I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking.
Anyways, that was just for fun. I thought I'd bring that up. You guys, I promised you guys some professional darts names.
Yeah.
So you
promised
guys
us
can
a
be
name.
my judge. Do
Okay.
you guys want to get
How
into
many
that?
names did you bring?
I have 3 names.
You mentioned last week how you had to come up with a dart name.
Yeah,
so-
I have 3 names. So first one, very simple. Aaron the Baron.
All right.
Not
All right.
bad.
Yeah,
Right? Not
you don't
bad.
even have it. You dropped the last name.
Drop the last name.
Like Prince. I guess.
No,
Prince.
no,
like
it's not.
Cher.
It's Aaron the Bear.
Like Neymar.
Aaron the Baron.
It's a sports podcast.
He comes out. He's I always picture when they picture a Baron, he's got to be fat, right?
Okay.
So I got to get a little more round.
So you can't do the Timo Cruz challenge if you're going to be Aaron the Baron.
No, this was those are 2 separate things.
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
So, Aaron the Baron, he's coming out. He's got 2 chicks on each arm, and what was a Baron? What is a Baron? I don't even know. It's just
a
like a
strip
guy that
club
was
in
in
London,
power.
like-
It's like a representative.
Yeah?
Of, like power.
Cool. Aaron the Baron, and then branching off of that, you guys seem to like that one, but we're dropping my name all together. I'm Aaron Ranson, the Baron of Bullseye.
You like
I
the
like
Baron.
Baron.
You wanna
I
be a
like
Baron.
Baron. I like Baron. No, that's just the third one. That was just to branch off.
Okay.
Because I was originally just gonna give you Aaron the Baron.
A baron is a rank of nobility or title, often hereditary.
Huge.
So like it's in you.
I didn't earn it.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't earn it at all.
Barons don't
Yeah.
earn anything.
Yeah. Okay. So then my third one, Rampage Ransom.
Okay.
Oh.
So I think
What about-
I think the Baron of Bullseye could be like a name that you also call me. Like that's a name that's on the side for Aaron the Baron.
I think the
I'm
Baron.
Aaron the Baron, and then it's like, what's he the Baron of? It's like of Bullseye.
Yeah, I think the Baron is like if you were like a guy who's like, you come out,
My
you're
dad was a darts player,
you're all
his
business. You're just like surgical. Like you have like a John Tavares approach to darts.
Okay.
No nonsense. Rampage Ranson, you're the John Daly of
This
the
guy's
sport.
nuts.
Yeah, you're Dennis Rodman. Like
Okay.
you're just
I
reckless.
like that.
Like,
So it all
you have-
depends on
so you
what
have to
persona
choose.
I wanna go
Yeah, you
in
have to
with.
choose which path you want to take.
I think if you're gonna be Rampage though, you got to go with your newscaster name and drop.
Ron.
Yeah, you got to be Rampage Ron
Ron
Ranson.
the Rampage Ransom.
No, Rampage Ron Ranson.
Oh, Rampage Ron Ransom.
Yeah.
Triple R.
Yeah.
R cubed. No, now we're getting weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like just Rampage Ranson.
Rampage Ron.
No.
No, Rampage Rancid because it's 2 syllables,
Okay.
2 syllables, right?
So I think you just need to decide if you want to be. Do you want to be like? Do you want to be the guy who's like no nonsense, gets things done, or do you want a guy who's still good but like he maybe has some focus issues because he's
like
a party animal?
I feel like Rampage Ranson is gonna just get the crowd.
Yeah, that's-
going.
no, like,
And
he
he's
comes out and everyone's
"Holy-
excited."
Holy shit,
Yeah.
he's down
like
by so much.
smoking on his
But
way to
wait,
the-
Yeah.
but wait, he can get hot, and this guy will rampage his way back in front
Like
with
they're
a bunch of triple 20s.
Yeah, like it's. I'm trying to think of a good example. Like the Baron is Sidney Crosby. Rampage Ranson is Ovechkin.
Okay.
Like one's way more fun.
Makes me want to be Rampage Ranson, but I think Aaron the Baron sounds sick. Oh man, you guys have to decide for us because we obviously can't. Brandon actually hasn't given his. What do you think? Which one?
I would go with Rampage. I think.
Rampage
I think.
Ranson. What do you think, Mike?
again, it's up to you.
Yeah,
It's who
okay.
you want to.
He's perennial fence sitter.
I think if we're gonna,
What are you talking about? I picked the Colorado Avalanche to win the Stanley Cup.
All right.
all right. So.
Oh
now-
wait, do you want to? Oh, never mind. We can do that later.
All right.
So
I was gonna say NBA.
yeah, you guys you guys also tasked me every week with thinking of a hypothetical to end the show. So in lieu of the playoffs starting, I thought let's look back in the halls of greatness that are the Maple Leafs alumni. Let's see which Leaf you would want to take from their prime tenure on the Leafs and supplant them onto this Leafs playoff team to give them the best chance to win.
Yeah, so that's an important thing. You have to be as you were as a Leaf.
Yeah.
You can't just take Brian
Right.
Leach and he's
Okay.
prime Brian
Yeah,
Leach.
like
So
Ron
you-
Francis.
Yeah.
You're taking his years of Leaf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not.
Eric Lindros
Yeah.
is the one I was going to
Yeah,
go with.
that's another big
So
one.
you don't have the Islanders Michael Pekka. You have
Right. What's the order here? Do you want?
You guys can go
I'll,
first.
I'll start it.
Okay, I've got a couple that
Well,
I can't.
I had a.
You have to end one, and
Yeah.
you can talk about the other ones you thought of after.
Okay.
So
Give me your one, and
Am
then
I
we'll
going
talk
first
about
here?
some
It's up to you.
Okay,
honorable mentions.
I'm
later.
going to go. This isn't necessarily a position of need, but I think it is kind of an area of need when you look at the style of player. I'm going to go with Gary Roberts
wow,
Oh,
on my left wing.
I like that a lot.
that's your one guy.
Yeah.
Who does
I'm-
he replace?
Nick Robertson. He takes his spot. You've got just an
I don't
absolute-
like it. All right.
Okay, no.
I actually hate that.
Explain yourself.
I
Explain
love
yourself.
Gary
Or
Roberts.
you could throw Gary Roberts on the.
No, but
listen.
It's not a position of need. Go ahead. Explain yourself.
He takes Hyman's spot on the first line, and you've got Roberts, Nylander, and he just plays. He's a better Hyman.
All right.
And then you put Hyman down with Kapanen and
Okay.
and Kerfoot, and you've just got a crazy work line.
I don't
down there.
mind. I don't.
The other guys I thought about.
I don't like it.
No. We
Oh,
all
we're
give
not
our
doing
one,
that
and
yet?
then we
Okay.
do honorable mentions after.
Okay.
That way we can separate the two.
Well, I have to talk about one before I get to my second one though, because my first thought is I was going defense right away.
Yep.
I'm going to defenseman. Borje Salming, probably the best defenseman in the
Yeah.
franchise history. But I looked. He plays on the left side. I want to pair someone with Morgan Riley, so I went back. Tim Horton,
Oh.
a nice stay-at-home defenseman, Hall of Famer.
Okay.
I'm gonna take his. I had it up. I believe his 1968 year. He won the Norris. He was 38. He
Oh.
peaked. All his like Norris Trophy wins were like in his late 30s.
So you're taking a prime 38-year-old Tim Horton for the right side to give us a little bit of veteran presence
and some grit
and some
He's like a stay-at-home guy.
yeah, and he's
not
going to
gonna-
be great in the room.
Yeah. Oh, so he actually never won a Norris, but every time he was in the top 5 voting, he was 38, 39, 40.
Free coffees before the game for everybody.
Donuts for everyone.
Nope, fuck the donuts. We talked about that last week. Their donuts
Okay.
suck.
Well, he's not gonna bring you donuts from another place.
Not me. I don't want donuts before the game.
Tim, bring the coffee. Leave the donuts
He
out.
probably used to eat donuts in his day before the game, and
have,
that's not
like,
what
7
we do.
cigarettes.
Yeah, that's not what we do here in Leafs Nation.
Yeah. So your D pairings are Riley, Horton, Muzzin Hall, Barry, Dermott.
Okay.
Okay. I will tell you mine now. I like the thought process, but for both of you, but if we're talking X Factor in the NHL playoffs, and you go back to my childhood, who was a guy that would single-handedly win a series, and that is Curtis Joseph. You put him in the net.
Goalie. I thought about goalie.
You put him in the net. The conventional wisdom will say, like, hey, the Leafs are a little bit weak on defense. Let's go down Mike's avenue. Let's pick a defenseman from the past. But guess what happened in 2005? 2004, 2005 lockout, they took out the clutch and grab. They took out the old style of playing defense. So I just don't think the old defensemen are going to translate into this new NHL. I just don't see it happening. But you know what would translate? Curtis Joseph standing on his head and single-handedly beating the Senators for us. He used to do that.
Patrick Lalime beat the Senators.
He used to do that, but he used to do that once a year. He would, and that's one of my biggest problems with Freddie, because he can be really solid. But a lot of the time, I don't feel like he ever wins us games.
Well, I think
I really don't.
At one point, when they played the Sens every year, I think they were an 8 seed one year, and they swept the Sens.
Yeah,
I think,
and it was because of Cujo
or something
He
like
was
that. Maybe they were
dominant.
7 seed.
Was that when like Lalime was the net?
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Like Joe Newendike was like scoring goals from like the blue line.
Yeah.
On Patrick Lalime.
So yeah, I'm taking Curtis Joseph, and I was actually thinking Thomas Caberlet because I honestly think he would be better in today's NHL than he was back then.
Yeah.
Because he was a little bit more soft. He was a pass first guy. That's like a huge thing for anytime you see like a defenseman getting scouted. They're always like, he makes a great first pass. That's like Caberlet's game. That was like his entire game. It was like his first pass. He'd set up on the power play. He had great vision. He was great defensively. Yeah, but so was today's NHL.
Yeah, but that's why I'm getting some grit in there. I'm injecting some grit.
That's why I went with Roberts too. Just
So I like those 3 picks. I think
obviously
all 3 different. We all went different ways, which was actually nice because we didn't plan that before.
No,
I thought we might all end up with defensemen, and that's why I went with a goalie.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think that it's going to translate old style defenseman.
Plus, another guy, I think the right answer. I think the right answer is Matt Sundin.
Yeah.
Like, you just take,
realistically,
I
I was thinking more like you take the guy for what he, like, no one before, like, 1990 is, like, going to be able to play.
Yeah.
But, like, I was just thinking you take them, like, what they brought to the team at that time, if you could, like, inject that into this team. Like, even, like, Rick Vade, like, he wouldn't be able to make the Leafs roster.
Yeah, Rick Vive would be it'd be a little bit of a tough go for him. But yeah, so that's what a hypothetical is, right?
Yeah.
We all took it a little bit of a different way, and we went there. Let us know in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like.
You're putting a lot of responsibility on the commenters.
Yeah, because comments are engagement, and engagement means you like us. And I want to see what you guys think of it. If you don't like us, even comment, because a lot of sports takes I don't like, and I feel a little bit inclined to comment, but a lot of the time I won't.
Yeah, you're gonna get.
We will listen to you. We will listen to you, and we'll hear you. And if you want takes that are brunt, come to Name on the Front.
Oh, I actually like that one. That was good.